Educated, a memoir by Tara Westover, recounts the remarkable journey of a woman who, despite being raised in an isolated and survivalist family in rural Idaho, defies all odds to achieve an advanced education and redefine her identity. Introduction. Tara Westover reflects on her unique upbringing on a remote farm. Surrounded by the beauty of the Idaho landscape, her early years were shaped by the unconventional beliefs of her family. Without a birth certificate, medical records, or traditional schooling, Tara's childhood was anything but typical. Her father, Gene, was a staunch survivalist who viewed the government with deep suspicion, believing it sought to control and brainwash citizens. Consequently, the family lived in self-imposed isolation, relying solely on herbal remedies for health care and eschewing all modern medical services. Chapter 1. An Unusual Childhood. As the youngest of 7 siblings, Tara's life was governed by her father's rigid beliefs and her mother Faye's commitment to herbal medicine. The family adhered to strict Mormon principles, and the children were expected to contribute to the farm and scrapyard. Despite the challenges, Tara found solace in the freedom of her natural surroundings. However, her father's paranoia led to extreme survivalist preparations, teaching the children to always be ready to flee into the mountains should the government intervene. Chapter 2. Lack of education. Education, as conventionally understood, was absent in Tara's life. The family viewed public schooling as a corrupt institution designed to lead children away from God. Tara's education was sporadic at best, consisting mainly of religious texts and minimal formal instruction. Encouraged by her brother Tyler's aspirations for college, Tara began to study independently, igniting a passion for learning that would later fuel her escape. Chapter 3. Lack of medical attention and care. The Westovers' aversion to modern medicine was put to the test through several life-threatening incidents, such as car accidents and severe burns, where hospital care was bypassed in favor of Faye's herbal treatments. These experiences underscored the precariousness of their self-sufficient lifestyle and the depth of Gene's distrust in conventional medical practices. Chapter 4. Tara begins to learn independence. Determined to break free from her father's world, Tara sought independence through odd jobs and community involvement. She found joy in music and singing, which her father surprisingly supported. This newfound passion became a gateway to a broader world, though it often clashed with Gene's strict beliefs. Chapter 5. Tara realizes she needs to leave home. As Tara grew older, her relationship with her brother Sean became increasingly abusive, reflecting the toxic dynamics within the family. Encouraged by Tyler, she set her sights on attending Brigham Young University, BYU, studying rigorously for the ACT despite her father's vehement opposition. Her acceptance into BYU marked the beginning of her emancipation from her family's oppressive environment. Chapter 6. Tara's culture shock college life at BYU presented Tara with a cultural shock, revealing the vast gulf between her sheltered upbringing and the wider world. She struggled initially, both socially and academically, but her resilience and determination helped her excel in her studies, ultimately securing a scholarship. Chapter 7. Adapting to life outside her father's worldview. As Tara continued her education, she began to see the world and her family through new eyes. Learning about mental health, she recognized her father's symptoms as indicative of bipolar disorder, prompting a reevaluation of her upbringing. This realization fueled her anger and catalyzed a desire for change. Chapter 8. New Opportunities. Despite a severe accident that left her father gravely injured, Tara persisted in her studies. Her academic excellence caught the attention of a Cambridge professor, leading to an opportunity to study abroad. At Cambridge, she flourished, finding mentorship and encouragement that bolstered her confidence and scholarly pursuits. Chapter 9. Balancing grad school and home life. Tara's time at Cambridge highlighted the growing divide between her and her family. Her sister Audrey's revelations about familial abuse compelled Tara to confront the past, but attempts at reconciliation were met with resistance and denial from her parents. Nevertheless, Tara continued to excel academically, eventually pursuing a PhD at Cambridge, which further distanced her from her family's insular world. Chapter 10. Coming to Terms. Returning home for a Christmas break, Tara faced the stark reality of her family's dysfunction. Her father's refusal to acknowledge Sean's abuse and the manipulative dynamics within the family forced Tara to sever ties. Her pursuit of education had not only transformed her life, but also irrevocably altered her relationship with her family. Final summary. Tara Westover's memoir is a powerful testament to the transformative power of education. Despite her upbringing in an isolated and restrictive environment, she rose to achieve academic excellence, ultimately redefining her identity and worldview. The journey came at a significant cost, as her pursuit of knowledge led to estrangement from her family, but it was a necessary sacrifice for her independence and self-discovery. Tara's story is an inspiring reminder of resilience and the capacity for personal growth, serving as a beacon of hope for those seeking to overcome the constraints of their origins.